Here's our roundup of the best teleprompter apps for iPad and iPhone right now, so that you can do stuff like this with your smartphone or tablet next time you shoot your videos. Hey, it's Justin Brown here from Primal Video, where we help you grow an audience and scale your revenue with online video. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button, and all the links to everything we mentioned in this video, you can find linked in the description box below. So let's jump into it. Now, teleprompters or auto cues are a super handy tool to help you nail your script in front of the camera, or even just remember the key points or the dot points that you want to cover off in your videos. And these days, there are some really powerful apps for your iPad or for your iPhone to help you do just that. And ultimately, these come down to two different types. There are those that will replace a separate teleprompter entirely and show your script on your phone screen or your device screen, which is going to be great if you're going to be moving around and filming on the go. Or there's those apps that will work really, really well with a separate teleprompter in a studio setup, something like this, where you're using your phone or your tablet primarily to create a feed of your script that you can easily control. So in this video, we're going to be looking at my top picks for both kinds of teleprompter apps right now. And while we're going through, make sure to let us know down in the comments, what's your favorite teleprompter app and why? Okay, so first up, we're going to take a look at teleprompter apps for use with an actual teleprompter. So you're obviously going to need a teleprompter here to be able to use these apps properly. Now, the advantages of this setup are that you'll be able to use a separate camera. You're not just limited to recording with your phone, but these will work with pretty much any camera out there. And it's also going to give you a bigger display or bigger text to be able to read from, because you're using your entire phone screen or your entire tablet screen to have much, much bigger text. But the biggest downside though with this setup is obviously you're going to need more gear. And with more gear, there's more setup that's going to be involved. You will need an actual teleprompter, and for most of them out there, they're a little cumbersome to set up and to move around. But once you actually get them set up, they can work really, really well. Now, just to save a lot of questions down in the comments, the teleprompter that I'm currently using and the one that I currently recommend is the Parrot Teleprompter V2. I absolutely love this thing, and I've worked with a huge range of teleprompters out there. And unlike most of the teleprompters, this one actually doesn't require its own stand or its own separate tripod or anything like that. It literally just clips onto the front of your camera, which means that this is a good option if you are looking for something that is more portable, something that's easy to move around with, and something that's easy to use while you are on the go. Okay, so from the apps, we've gone through and we've tried and tested an absolute ton of them, and we've narrowed it down to two for you. Now, these are our top two picks for teleprompter apps with use with an actual teleprompter on iOS right now. So the first one then is called Promptsmart Pro. Now, this is probably one of the more popular ones out there, and it does pack in a ton of features and a ton of functionality. It's also really, really easy to use and to get up to speed using, especially if you've never used an app like this before. You've got all of the standard features and customization and stuff in there that you would expect in an app like this. Things like being able to change the font size, the colors, all to be able to tailor it up for you and what's going to make it easiest for you when you're presenting in front of the camera. So you've also got the ability in there to be able to customize up and to be able to mirror the screen and change how it looks so that it will work for your specific teleprompter as well. Now, probably the biggest standout feature with this app is that it has voice-controlled auto-scrolling, meaning that you don't need to manually scroll your text. You also don't need to use a remote, and you don't need to work with the speeds, plus and minus, and adjusting everything to get the perfect speed for you. This will actually listen to you when you're presenting, and it will automatically scroll and progress your text automatically, based on where you are up to with your presenting. So this is an amazing feature, and it does make it so much easier for you if you're someone who's going to be reading word for word from a script and not necessarily working from dot points or bullet points. But the biggest thing that I found though is that this does work really, really well if you're someone who is creating your videos in one take. So if you don't have any mistakes in there. If you do have mistakes, or you want to go back and you want to re-say a sentence or re-say a paragraph, it's not going to scroll backwards. It's only going to analyze forward in your script. So if you do need to go back and you do need to say something again, you will need to manually scroll your text back up and then start presenting again. So it's not a deal breaker, but it's definitely something to be aware of. Now, there's one more thing that I want to mention with this app, and that's that it does actually include video recording capabilities as well. So you can actually use this app without a hardware teleprompter, without a physical teleprompter, and just use your iOS device to present the script, but also do the recording as well. Now, I don't think it is really good for that purpose. We are going to mention an app really soon, which is the perfect solution for that, a teleprompter camera app, which doesn't need an actual teleprompter. But I wanted to mention it because this app, Promptsmart Pro, does have camera capability, recording capabilities, but it is nowhere near as good as the app that I'm going to mention very soon, specifically for that purpose. Now, there's also a remote control app that you can get for this app as well. So if you want to remotely control the speed and you're not going to be using the voice auto scroll feature, then you can remotely control it from another device. Now, the app itself, the remote app, is actually free to download, but you will need to have a subscription with Promptsmart to be able to actually get that working. Now, in regards to pricing, then there is a free version of this app available, but the one I'm talking about here isn't the free version. The Pro version actually has everything that you'll need to be able to use this with an actual physical teleprompter, to be able to mirror the screen, to be able to control everything, to be able to use that voice control. All of that stuff is in the Pro version. Now, they are currently in a pricing transition period, according to their website. So right now, you can still purchase Promptsmart Pro for $19.99 as a one-time outright purchase. On the Android side of things, they've already transitioned over to a subscription-only model, and they'll probably be doing the same thing with iOS very soon. So right now, one-time purchase, $19.99, which is extremely good value. But there is also an extended license, or the subscription, if you do want to unlock some extra features, like to be able to use that remote control, to be able to synchronize your scripts and those sorts of things across different devices. So the pricing might change on this, but it's currently around the $4 per month or around $40 per year annually for that subscription for that extended license. Okay, so that was app number one. Now we're on to app number two, which is called Teleprompter Premium. And this is an app that I think is definitely worth considering. While the other one, Promptsmart Pro, is really easy to use and it's got an intuitive interface, I think all of that is next level on Teleprompter Premium. I think it's easier to use. I think the interface is even better. And in terms of getting up to speed and presenting and getting your script out fast, it's going to be much easier and much faster. Again, it's got all the standard customization and things that you would expect with fonts, font sizes, colors, and all of those sorts of things. But it does go beyond that in letting you really dial in and changing up the settings so that you can tailor it up for your exact teleprompter. So an example of this is the amount of control you have over things like setting the margins of the text or the width of the text that's going to be displayed in front of your teleprompter. And while you're actually playing your script and presenting your script, it's really easy just to quickly tap on the screen and to swipe back to redo a section or to adjust the speed if it's going too fast or too slow. So it really is easy to dial in all of that stuff and to customize it all up while you're actually standing in front of it, while you're actually presenting. Instead of having to stop and go back and search through a heap of menus and things to dial everything in from there, you're able to do it in real time while your script is on screen. Now, Teleprompter Premium, just like Promptsmart Pro, does have video capabilities as well. And just like Promptsmart Pro, they're also very limited. Again, so hang out for that next app that we're about to mention, because while it does have this feature in here, it's nothing in comparison if you do want to use your phone as your teleprompter and as your camera as well. So in regards to pricing then, there is a light version of this app available for free. It's more so of a trial version or a test version, because to be able to actually use this app with a teleprompter and to be able to unlock all of these advanced settings and features, which you will actually need, then you will need the premium version, the Pro version, Teleprompter Premium, and that sells for $12.99. But that is also a one-time purchase, so it's not an ongoing subscription. So in terms of what you're actually getting, it is an absolute bargain. So this is currently my top recommendation for teleprompter apps on iOS for use with an actual teleprompter, a hardware teleprompter. It's the app that we use for the bulk of the videos on this channel and have done so for quite a long time. Okay, so those are the teleprompter apps that we recommend for use with an actual teleprompter. Now we're going to take a look at apps that are designed to completely replace a teleprompter and just use your device to both do the recording and to present your script or have your script there for you. These things are awesome for shooting quick videos on the go, even for content and things like Instagram stories as well. So if you want to have your script or your notes or your dot points on screen that you want to speak to, you can do that on your device on one side of the screen and be recording your video using the same device. So that's the biggest advantage of this setup, is that you're just using the device itself. There's no extra gear needed, which means that this setup is also ultra portable. The biggest disadvantage with this is that you're going to be limited just to using the camera in your device as well. Your iPhone or your iPad. So there is less flexibility with being able to use different cameras. And obviously, because you're just limited to your device as well, it is going to mean that you are going to be reading from a smaller screen or a smaller area on the screen. So the text is going to be smaller. So depending on your eyesight, that could be a deal breaker for you. But know that you can get some amazing results with these apps. And yes, they're ultra portable. Now, up until recently, our top teleprompter camera app on iOS was going to Selfie. Now, that app has since had some serious issues and bugs and things, and we've had a lot of people complain saying that it now doesn't do what it was supposed to do. So we have removed our recommendation from that and found you a new recommendation, which is far better. And that app is called Video Teleprompter, and it's actually made by the same company or the same people that make the Teleprompter Premium app. And what's really, really cool about this app and what the standout feature really is with this app that none of the other camera teleprompter apps actually have is the ability to resize and the ability to reposition the text area so that it is down next to the camera lens. And this is super important. You really want it to look like you are looking directly at the camera lens and not off to the side and reading a script off to the side so that your viewers know that you are reading a script. You want to keep that eye contact with your viewers, with the camera lens. So having that text positioned just off to the side, it will still look like you're looking towards the camera lens or looking at the viewers and making eye contact with them and not looking off to the sides, which most of the other camera apps fail at. Now, the trick with this to really pull it off and have it look good is to try and have the text as small as you can in the smallest amount of area that you can so that your eyes aren't wandering too far away from that camera lens. And also make sure that the line or the sentence that you are reading is the one that is close to the camera lens. The moment you look too far away, either above the camera lens or off to the side, your viewers are going to know. So the app itself is really easy to use. It will work in both portrait and in landscape. So again, things like Instagram stories or YouTube videos, you're going to be able to use this app fine. As I said, you've got a great amount of control over things like font size, positioning the text and customizing it all up, adjusting the speed. And again, this is something that you can do without having to dive into a heap of different menus to be able to find everything and adjust everything, especially if you just want to create your videos fast. You also have the ability in this app to lock down things like your focus and your exposure. So your focus and your brightness adjustments aren't automatically changing by the camera, by your phone, while you're recording your videos. This is going to allow you to create a much more professional looking video without things changing while you're recording. It's such a simple thing to give you access to these features that most of the other apps out there don't. So big plus for this one. Now, in regards to pricing, once again, there is a light version or a free version of this app available if you do want to jump in and try it out and see how it works for you, but it does have branding or a watermark on your exported videos. So what I would recommend is that you're grabbing the paid version, the pro version, for $16.99, which is going to give you access to all the features and obviously remove that branding watermark as well, which is still ridiculously cheap considering how this is going to allow you to create videos super fast from your smartphone or from your device on the go. Okay, so to round all of this out, to give you some recommendations about which app is going to be the best one for you, if you're someone who's going to be using a physical teleprompter and you're someone who's going to be reading a long form script and you're going to be reading it word for word and you're really not going to worry too much about any retakes or any mistakes in there, then Promptsmart Pro with that voice feature and the voice auto scroll feature is going to be an absolute game changer for you. On the other hand, if you're not going to use that voice auto scroll feature, then I would strongly recommend Teleprompter Premium because it's going to get you more bang for your buck. It is a better app overall and there's a lot more features and control for customizing it up for you personally so that it works best for your teleprompter as well. And if you are looking to create videos on the go using your smartphone without an actual physical teleprompter, then Video Teleprompter App is going to be the way to go. It is an amazing app and it will save you a ton of time creating videos on the go with your device. So for me personally, I'll actually use a mix of all three of those apps. Where I want that voice control feature, I will use Promptsmart Pro. And that's not for most of the videos, it's pretty rare actually, but when I do need to use it or do want to use it, it is an amazing feature and it works really, really well. The bulk of the videos we create on this channel, we actually use Teleprompter Premium for. It's what I'm using right now for this video because it's going to allow me to use that Parrot Teleprompter V2 Teleprompter. So that's the app that we use with that. And obviously for any videos on the go where I want to have a script or dot point or anything on, and I'm using an iOS device, then it hands down goes to Video Teleprompter. So now that you have your Teleprompter app sorted, if you're looking for more advice or more tips on how to best use your teleprompter so that your viewers don't know that you are, then check out the video linked on screen now, and I'll see you in the next one.